Hey, Halfmilesniper here, and we're back on the range today. We're back at our home range, and today, well, we're just going to call it mystery ammo. We're going to test some mystery ammo out of the 6.5 PRC. I do know it's 134 grain hammers, and I know it's loaded with, I think, N560. I'll have to double check my paperwork. What I don't know is what round's what, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So y'all step back, kick your feet up, enjoy the ride. Okay, so what I have here today, I have one red dot, no writing, because, well, we don't know what it is we're going to be shooting other than 6.5 PRC and 134 grain hammer. Hopefully the camera is far enough out of the way, and we are deep enough in the shadow that hopefully it doesn't overheat. So, long story short, I used a different box for the ammo I took to Raton, because I was going to test this ammo at Raton. It's not my usual red box that holds the rounds nice and tight. This was actually a box I had, I think, for either 270 or 7 Rem Mag, I don't remember which. But the rounds sit in there okay, and I had my map drawn out. But, as you saw from the thumbnail, I dropped the box. The rounds are all jumbled up. I don't know what round's what, because, well, I don't do like reloading Weatherby and writing a charge on the case, because my case normally holds them tight enough. But, in this case, it didn't. Oh well, so my normal case is a case guard for the Magnum, 100 round case guard, and it works well. But because I had that loaded with other ammo I was testing, I used, which one is this? The regular RL24 flip top, so the rounds are barely balanced in here because, well, since it's based off a Magnum cartridge, the case is a little bit bigger around, so it's not sitting down in there like it should. And like a dummy, I dropped it. We actually had, let me figure it out here. These are hammers. These are N560. With some have 51.4 grains, some have 51.7, some have 52, and some have 52.3. What we've got is a box of chocolates. And like Mama said, you never know what you're going to get. So, for giggles, we're going to shoot all 12 rounds. I'm going to do it in groups of 4. On that red dot, just to see what kind of group we get with our box of chocolates. Shot of accuracy juice, glasses are on. Chronograph is mounted to the rifle on the ARCA rail. And I will hold probably 6 o'clock on the dot. Let me get the chronograph set up. Even though I'm not going to write it down, we will notate what we got. You know what? I have to go do something real quick. Y'all sit tight. Okay, sorry for that delay, but as I was making my preps here, I realized I didn't change the battery in the target cam after the last time I used it. And it's a good thing I ran down there because we may not have made it through the video. Okay. So, ears in, eyes on, chronograph is running. We're going to do 4 rounds in the magazine 3 times. We have no idea what round's what because, well, it's just a box of chocolates. We're going to hold 6 o'clock on at the bottom of that dot. $27.95.3. It'd be interesting to see what kind of group this box of chocolates produces. $28.10.9. $28.15.3. $27.76.4. And I can say the last rifle I shot was my 6 Creedmoor that now has a 1.5 pound trigger. This 3.5 pound trigger on the Howa is really heavy. Starting to feel a little like Eric Cortino when we did the when I shot his Ethical Hunter Challenge. Okay, continuing on. Holding 6 o'clock on the dot. $27.95.9. $2,800.4. $2,809.0. $28.18.3. And I'm not cutting out anything between shots, so you're seeing me shoot at the speed I'm actually shooting. Barrel's warm. Okay, last 4 shots. No, don't aim at the camera. 6 o'clock on the dot. $27.96.2. 2791.5. $28.06.0. $27.89.1. And that is a box of chocolates. Very interestingly, our average for 12 shots, 2800.4. Our extreme spread, 41.9. Standard deviation, 11.6. Considering that was loads of 51.4, 51.7, 52.0, and 52.3 grains of N560, pushing the 134 grain hammer. That group, considering it's 4 different loads and shot rapidly, doesn't look bad at all. It might be just a hair over an inch. We'll see. Let's get a shot of accuracy juice that we don't need anymore. And we'll run down and go get that target. So, now I could have taken those rounds, taken my impact hammer, broke them all down, started over, reloaded them. But it really seemed like a test I should do. I was thinking about it. I mentioned it in the last video I did on the hammers when I shot, finally got good groups, 0.3, 0.4 inches and broke 3,000 feet per second with the hammer. I've got my hunting load. But when I talked about the second test that I was going to do at the lower charge to test my working with GRT to see that I could predict the numbers closer. Well, I dropped the ammo, made a mess of it, and decided, like Forrest Gump's mama said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, and let's see what we did. Wow. Surprise. Okay, camera is running. Yeah, that's going to be just about an inch. And that's 12 rounds from 4 different loads. Not too shabby. Alrighty, so our box of chocolates, 51.4, 51.7, 52.0, 52.3 grains of N560, averaged out at 2,800.4 feet per second, and gave us that group, which came in at 0.918 inches. So I'm going to say some of this is one charge, some of this is one charge, some of that is one charge, and that's probably the other charge. So that's 2 of the charges, and that's 2 of the charges would be my guess. Interesting test because of my mistake, dropping the box and scattering the rounds. Now, again, normally I use my case guard. Magnum holds 100 and it holds them all tight, has double latches, doesn't pop open, but that one was already full of other ammo, so I used a backup case, and that was my downfall. But 12 rounds, rapid succession, not knowing what was what, shot pretty good actually. So, let's go back, talk for a minute, and call it a day. Yep, lesson learned. Next time, if I'm not using my regular case guard for the 6.5, I do have to do the reloading Weatherby thing and write my charges on the cases just in case I drop it on the ground. All in all, we got lucky. Shot an okay group, considering we didn't know what was what. They all bunched up about the same spot. You can almost look at the two different groups within the group and say these two are, or this is 2 charges, this is 2 charges. Or I could just be full of hot air and have no idea what I'm talking about. But we shot an okay group, not knowing what it is we were shooting. Specifically, we had a general idea. So yeah, lesson learned. If I'm not using my regular box, go ahead and write the data on the case like reloading Weatherby. It'll save a lot of headache and heartburn. Yes, I could have broken the rounds down and reloaded them, but I don't know, it just seemed like a waste of effort and work. They were already loaded. Might as well see how they shot. And then the other thing I want to touch on. So we just shot 12 rounds of copper. The last time we shot this rifle, we shot all copper. And we were shooting copper at 3,000 feet per second. And before we shot that copper, we shot like 60 rounds of lead core. I've not cleaned this rifle since 860 rounds. And we are almost to 1,000 rounds now. So it shot the copper at 3,000 feet per second pretty dang good following lead core without cleaning. If I had some lead core ammo loaded, I'd probably try shooting a group with it before. I'll probably load some lead core and we'll probably shoot a group with it without cleaning it just to see what the heck happens. Because I don't really think we've got much of an issue between going between them. Some people say you do. It's not proved out to me. And as we are getting close to 1,000 rounds, and Rob's Reloading did a video with the 147 grain ELDM and Stayball HD in 6.5 PRC, just like I did. And he was getting 300, 350 feet per second faster than I was, shooting 5.5 grains less powder. Tells me that this is really a slow barrel. And because of that, I have ordered a new barrel for this rifle. I've ordered an Outlier in 6.5 PRC, 24 inches, stainless, no fluting, no nitride. It's just be a shiny stainless. It'll end up looking very much like the rifle Backfire Jim just did, spinning a stainless barrel on a Howa action in 6.5 PRC. It's like we all have the same ideas at the same time without talking to one another. I don't even know these people other than seeing them on the internet. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting that several of us are kind of doing the same thing independently. Pretty cool. With all that being said, Halfmilesniper reminding y'all, stay strapped or get clapped. Carry everywhere you can. Get a CCW if you need one. It's getting crazy, and they're trying hard to take away the Second Amendment rights of the people of the United States. We can't let it happen. Next thing you know, they'll be doing knife laws like they do in England. Can't let that happen. I want to thank y'all for hanging with me. I appreciate it, hanging out in the chat when we're doing the premiere, watching, liking, commenting, subscribing if you haven't. You know, I say it all the time, subscriptions are free. And I have to remind folks all the time, double check your subscriptions, because it seems like that YouTube system doing its thing again. I woke up this morning and saw that the subscriber count had dropped by quite a few. So, double check your subscription. Make sure you're still subscribed. You know, if I see a 5 to 10 subscriber drop in a day, that tells me something weird's going on. So let's try to stay on top of that and make sure that The system isn't unsubscribing you. With all that being said, again, thank you for hanging with me. And as always, y'all stay safe, keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it. Hit.